All right, so welcome back to One Class. Again, my name is Joey. I'm going to be your math teacher for the session. Again, if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for watching. Here at One Class, what we strive to do is that we are creating and curating these resources to solutions that are usually asked by frequently asked questions uh, through students like yourselves, you folks at home. So these topics, questions ranges from topics such as in secondary level chemistry and secondary level math as well. So our goal here at One Class is for me, is to verify these solutions so you get the best kind of resources moving forward to your classroom or in other future courses that you might have as well. A little bit about myself. Again, my name is Joey. I'm currently a secondary school educator residing in Toronto. And what I'm doing, my specialized subjects of interest are in chemistry and science as well as math. So my responsibility is to kind of learn with you as well and teach you concepts through these questions that we have prepared for you. So this next hour is going to be dedicated to about kind of pre-algebra geometry and also algebra 1 questions, and then the following hour at the noon mark we're going to go into algebra and algebra 2 questions as well. So that's kind of my schedule for today. So without further ado, let's get started on these problems here. All right, so we have, this is a box, this is a question 1 here, and it says, oh, oops. So it says here a box. Pen's not working here. Just give me a second. Give me a second. So it says a box in a college bookstore contains books, and each book in the box is a history book, an English book, or a science book. If 1/3 of these books are history books and 1/6 of these are English books, what fraction of these books are science books? So let me see if my pen's working here again. It keeps zooming in for some reason, so sorry, just give me a second. Maybe I'll have to refresh the image here. There we go. Okay, so it says so a bookstore contains books, and each book in the box is a history, English, or science book. So it says 1/3 of these are history books. Let me write here 1/3. Question 1. So 1/3 of these guys are history books. History books. And then we have 1/6 of these are English books. English books. And then what fraction are science books, right? So there's three types of books here. So there's history, there's English, and there's science. And they're looking at what is the fraction books are of science books here. So what we have here is, what we're going to do is we're going to use something called least common denominators. So if you look at the denominators here, I have 3 here and I have 6 here, right? So these two we have different denominators here. We want to convert them into the least common denominator. So in this case, 3 and 6, we have a least common denominator of 6, right? So in this case, I would change 1/3. I would change 1/3 into something under 6, right? And if I want to change that into this fraction here, I have to multiply the top and the bottom by 2. So this here is to multiply by 2 times 2. 1 times here is 2 out of 6 here. So history books, 1/3 of them are history books. Also 2/6 of them are also history books as well. English is 1/6, right? And we have to figure out, okay, how many 6 are science books as well. So if you recall from how to learn about fractions, if I'm talking about fraction first, all my fractions have to add up to kind of like 1 here, right? Because I have you can think of it as, for example, you can think of it as I have 30 books in the bookstore, and I have to figure out, or in total, and I have to figure out how many of them are science books, right? So you can think of it as this, think of this question as this way as well. So you can say total books are 30. So you can say 1/3 of history books. So which is so history would be 1/3 of 30, which would be 10, and then 1/6 of 30, which is English, would be 5, right? So therefore, how many science books are left, right? Well, you can simply just do 10 plus 5 and subtract that from 30, right? So 30 minus 10 minus 5 would give me 15, right? So I have 15 science books left. But then the question's asking us, okay, what is it in a fraction, right? So which means I have 15 over 30 here, which would equal 15 over 30. If you reduce it, you can actually divide both terms here by 15, and you're going to get, you're going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 15. You're going to get 1 over 2. And this here is your answer. Half, which is half of the library or half of the college bookstore contains science books here. If I were to use the first method that I kind of approached this question with, so I have 2, 6, 1, 6, and I'm looking for how many 6 are in science books. Well, 2 plus 1 is simply 2, 6 plus 3, 6 is simply 3, 6, and everything has to add up to 6 over 6, right? So therefore, if what number adds to 3, 6, obviously this would be 3 over 6 here, because 3 plus 3 equals 6, and 3, 6 here actually equals half. If you reduce this into its lowest common, if you reduce the 3, 6, and you divide the numerator and denominator by 3, you'd get 1/2 as well. So this here is the correct answer. Half of the books are indeed science books. Let's see here. We have 1/3 plus 1/6 equals 2/6 plus 1/6 equals 3/6 equals half of the total accounted for as history or English. To find the amount of science books, you need to just subtract half from the total amount. We don't have an actual total, but we have fractions of a total, and all the fractions of books should total 1. So this here is correct. So therefore, we subtract half from 1, which equals half here. So this solution here is correct. Great solution and answer. How you can approach this question is you can do it using fractions, or you can actually make up an arbitrary number. Right? You can say the total amount of books in the college bookstore are 30 or 100 or something like that. You get the same answer regardless because you're working in fractions, so it doesn't matter. In this case, we assume that there was 1 book in the bookstore, so therefore we had fractions of a single book. So either way, both solutions are correct. It all leads up to our answer, which is 1/2 here. So solution here is correct.